Hi YouTube, it's your friend Dustin Dolby here. Today I'm running through my workflow for photographing wine. I love photographing wine. This is a classic look and we're going to enjoy a huge resolution. Clients will love this. I think this looks really sharp. And this is almost done completely in camera with Speedlights and a kit lens. So let me show you the few adjustments I'd make to knock this out of the park. So right away you're going to notice I love using these black pieces of plexiglass. You can get them off Amazon and they really give you a good reflection in camera, which keeps the shoot easy and fun, which is important. You want to have a bit of fun in the studio. Let's analyze this gorgeous light we're getting. This is from the Stripbox hitting the diffuser at an angle and opening up towards the center of the wine. I think it's a classy look, it's an elegant look, and it really reinforces the brand elements of this classic wine. Now, one thing I don't enjoy is the limited space we have because of that small piece of plexi. Since the background is so minimalistic, I make selections and drag out from the inside, anchoring in Photoshop. And I'll apply that to all broadcasts I send you so you can start to get an idea of how I frame these minimalistic canvases in my mind to get the most out of my workspace. So one thing I want to point out, actually, I'll bring that back up again, is notice how we're looking up at our wine, sort of in a steam, and it creates an oval in the top of my glass. Compare this to a frame I captured earlier without looking up, and it really is a lot more flat. I think the oval adds volume, and geometrically, it's just more interesting. Let's see if we can open up the shadows a bit. That's what I'm getting up to here. So look how simple it is just to give yourself a lot more label detail, and we're still confined to that one light setup. So this is starting to look pretty nice. We've really opened up the shadows. Notice how that frame actually added a lot of interest into the wine glass itself as well, and that's always beautiful. So one way we can open up a photo, and I know it's getting a little crowded here, but we're gonna bring another speedlight in the back. So this is really a 2 speedlight setup, and I have this guy at 1/64th power. So I'm just skirting a bit of light into the shot, aiming it at the background at a 45-degree angle. Now you could also center your backlight if you wanted to go for more of a symmetrical glow, but I'm really looking for this kind of just left to right motivated kind of light. And this looks nice, but I'd say it's kind of too broad. So I'm going to move the speedlight a little closer and see if I can make things a bit more provocative. Leave me a comment below if you're liking these episodes, because I'm probably going to get pretty deep into the wine photography. So this looks really cool. It's dramatic because we moved that light closer to the background. And I'm really happy with the way this is looking. I think we can certainly work with this. So I filled the wine glass up, and look at just holding this piece of paper in here. This is kind of a small difference, but I live for these little tweaks. We sort of gave a bit of a rim light to the top of the bottle. And I really enjoy this because I love the dynamic background, how it's sort of bright near the bottom, gets dark at the top, but the wine remains bright and ascends into it. And I think that that rim light really cuts it out even further. So I'll definitely comp that into my final exposure. So let me break down this lighting setup a step further. The reason you're seeing the gradient the way you are is because the diffuser, it interacts with the strip box, and because it's pointed at this 45-degree angle, we see a direct reflection of that in our wine bottle. Let me bring up the image. Notice the quality of the gradient. It's hard on the left-hand side, like it's sharp, and that is where the strip box meets the diffusion material. And then as it feathers towards the center, that's when it's opening up into more space between the strip box and the diffuser. And that's a really classic look, having it go left to right. But you can play around with gradients and get really wild in that department. So one more exposure we can nail, if we're going to comp this together later, is just take out the wine bottle. And that's going to give us more direct access on our glass to having a gradient up here. So yeah, how beautiful is that, right? So we can go back and forth and we see how easily we can comp that in with our bottle and get a really nice final exposure. Now, before the shoot ends, I like just doing one crazy one where I try to swirl the glass. It's fun, and if I screw up, I already captured all the media I need. So let's see if we can get this right. Pretty brutal. All right, guys, so look at the exposures we're going to be bringing into post. And once we mask these together, and masking is all it really is we'll get something like this. And this is such a reliable system to come back to. Like I said, you can knock out so many of these and just make a client really happy or really build up a solid portfolio. I hope you guys like this minimalistic wine tutorial. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to shoot some whiskeys next, and I think you guys might love it. So have a beautiful day, and I will catch you later.